What's up, guys? Welcome to week 2 of 14. This is week 2 of 14 of the number 3 Vaughn weightlifting program. Cycle is scheduled to peak for the February competition that we've talked about over the last couple weeks. Got just a couple notes for you on this week's program, but I want to go ahead and start with some announcements for you guys. One, talked a little bit about over the past couple weeks, or mentioned the idea of putting out a master's weightlifting program. That is something that we're definitely going to for sure move forward with. The start date for the master's program is going to be December 5th, so that'll be the first Monday in December of this year, obviously. And that'll also be the December 5th is the start date for the paid side as well. So if you're a master's weightlifter especially, but also if you're anyone else that feels like you can benefit from the way that the master's program is going to be set up, definitely check it out. We can put up like a sample. We will put up a sample week so you guys can see kind of the flow of the workout. But really the biggest goal of the master's program is to try to match up with the physical needs and the time constraints of most master weightlifters. As far as the physical needs, you're going to see, even though there is a lot of mobility and that kind of thing inside of our regular programming, you're going to see that stepped up just a little bit more, and then you're going to see the exercises being pinpointed a little bit more as well, so there won't be as much overall work portion within the program. So again, we'll put a sample week up for that so you guys can take a look and see if it's a fit for you. Again, it's written specifically, for the masters, what we feel is needed by most master athletes, and that goes for whether you're a weightlifter or a CrossFitter. All right. Also, very, very excited to announce that we, Vaughn Weightlifting, will be starting a podcast. So that's going to be with Coach Adam and myself. We will have, of course, a variety of different guests on there, not only from the weightlifting community, but from different backgrounds as well. Just people that we feel that we not only that you guys can learn from, but that we can learn from as well, and just trying to provide as much information as we possibly can to help you guys lift more weight and to do it better. And all those good things. But a podcast is something that I've definitely thought about doing for a while. I've been a guest on many podcasts, and I love doing it every single time. And so, I've been motivated and inspired to do my own podcast, of course. And I've had a lot of hesitation for a lot of different reasons. But in the end, Coach Adam just started pushing me on it a little bit more a couple weeks ago, and I had to really stop and ask myself, does this really fit with, the goals that we have, what we want to do with Vaughn Weightlifting, what I want to do as an individual, all the goals and the, my purpose for coaching and teaching and helping people, and absolutely it does in every single way it does. So there's no doubt that, I believe we should do a podcast, and I'm very excited to get this going. In fact, we just recorded our first podcast. It's just basically, there's no guest. It's just basically an intro to the podcast and explaining, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and our goal and purpose for the podcast specifically. So hopefully you guys will listen into that. That should be coming out during this coming week at some point. And then hopefully you guys will continue listening in as we build it and bring more people on there. All right. So getting into the program specifically, we have more 20s coming, of course. So like I mentioned before, we will be doing one more week of that. So all of you guys, whether you're on the 3-day or the 5-day, you'll have one more week of 20s. That's going to be three more sets of 20. Just so you know, I'm also doing these 20s with you. Not only myself, but Coach Adam. We're both doing them, and it's definitely helping for me at this point to go back through them. Again, I've been through them many times before, but I'm glad I'm going back through them now. So I can stay on top of remembering what it feels like and understanding, exactly what you guys are going through, and make any necessary adjustments, and help you guys through a little bit better. But you're probably at the point, especially this first set coming up, starting this week, you're probably going to be at the point to where it's going to start to get a little bit more difficult, mentally and physically. So just hang in there. Be confident that you can definitely complete the set of 20 with the weights that you're going to have on the bar. A lot of times, and I kind of learned this from doing more CrossFit more than anything, when the amount of work that you're supposed to do in a certain amount of time or whatever, or the number of reps you're supposed to do in a certain in one set at a given weight or whatever, when it's doable, it's almost the worst, because there's no question, you're going to do it, you have to do it, but it's going to suck to get through it. So just remember to practice the breathing that I talked about last week, implement that, and you guys will be done after this week, and you won't have to do another set of 20 again for a while. Now again, if you continue the Vaughn weightlifting program, you'll see them come up fairly regularly in new cycles and that kind of thing. But in this cycle, you'll be good to go, and some of you guys may be feeling pretty good from them already. One thing that I really like is you may have a little bit of soreness coming in after the first couple times, but I always feel a really good pump in my legs, my quads, and just that helps me to feel strong and stimulated. So I don't necessarily enjoy the set, but I enjoy that feeling and the benefit again that I get, and I'm confident you guys will get as we move into a different squat program after this week. Last thing is, I have changed a couple of the demo videos, specifically in the warm-ups, so make sure that you take a look at those, because the adjustments are very important. I want you to see those and make sure that you're doing them correctly. One of them is the extended arm plate squat. Another one is the internal hip pushes, and there's a couple more. And then just in general, I want you guys to make sure that you take the time to look at those videos at least once. When I look at I can see the number of hits that we get on the videos, and so the number of hits that I see on those videos don't match up to the number of people that I know are on the program. So, I've said this before, don't just assume that you know exactly what we're looking for, even if it's written in the description. It's always good to take a look at the video and just to make sure that you're getting out of it, you're doing it the way that we want, so you're getting out of it what we plan for you to get out of it. All right, guys, so again, that's all we have this week. Keep in touch, look out for that podcast to come out, and I will see you guys next week.